Now some of you might be wondering what is going on with my Volvo 480, so I thought I'd better do a catch-up video, let you know what's going on, what needs done, and what are the plans for it, because I'm not really sure at the minute. So join me in the video and we'll see what's going on. Well, you've probably seen it in the background in quite a lot of the videos. The Volvo 480 is still sat here. You can see there is a suspension strut missing. I can't remember if I took that off in a video and showed you. That suspension strut is just sat in the garage. Actually, it's not damaged. I don't think it's got a problem, so I think it just needs to go back on again. What else has been going on with it? Sealing the boot to stop the water leaking in. That seems to have been a success, which is good. You can see it still needs a door card replacing, a few other little bits. It needs a very good clean. It is really messy. We get a lot of dust blown up around because of the construction sites around here, so it does get really dusty easily, so it does need a good clean. But other than that, I don't think there's an awful lot stopping us from going for an MOT. And as it happens, I did have the Z3 in for an MOT down at my MOT garage, MVS, and he said, get the Volvo down here, let's get it through an MOT, or let's take a look at it for an MOT and figure out what needs doing. And I think that's probably the best next steps. So I'm going to do a bit of an MOT pre-inspection today, run through a lot of things on it to work out whether we think it's going to be a pass or not. Now the first thing obviously is to get that strut back on, so I think I'm going to get that on and then we'll have a look and figure out whether we think it can get through. With the magic of YouTube editing, there we go, that's the suspension back on again, and we're on to our MOT checks. Now one thing that I've just noticed, we don't have wipers and we don't have our washer jet on that side. We need to put those back on again, so I'm going to go and get the wipers and let's get them fitted back on again. It should just be fairly straightforward onto those two spindles and fasten them in place. Wiper arms attached. They're both actually the same size, so they don't look like they're particularly different per side, which is handy. Now this is the water jet, which this piece is straightforward, just needs to fit on like this. Now underneath there's this, which looks like it's supposed to have a clip to hold it in place. However, I can't feel anything underneath that would hold it in place, and it just kind of slots in and flaps about, which doesn't seem right. It looks like there's a piece missing or cracked or something, because that looks like it should come out of there and then be fastened on. I think I might need to come up with some solution on how to solve that. I figured it out. They just have a notch cut out of them and then they clip into place. You can see that's now in and fastened, so I now need to just attach the jet onto the top and make sure that it seals nicely. I actually think there's a piece missing from either this part or the nozzle part. I think I might need to look at ordering replacements, because that does not lock or fit or anything like that. It's really loose, doesn't make a seal. I think there may be a part missing or damaged here, so that one I'm going to have to leave for now, but we know that one needs replacing because that is definitely a fail on our MOT. Something critical that does need attention is the rear boot wiring, because the rear boot has the rear wiper and the high level brake light, and unfortunately you can see the wiring is in a real mess. It's actually one of the points that leaks as well. Now you can see there are labels on them for but a lot of these labels have given up. I think what I'm going to have to do is retrace these wires, work out which ones are which, and redo them. And that's quite an important one, to make sure that our rear brake light and our rear wiper is working. Believe it or not, all the labels were correct, so I have just plugged them all back in again. Now we know one of them has clearly failed, which is this wire here. I'm not sure what that one's going to be, but I can remake that one fairly easily. So I'm going to remake that one, and then we'll see if any of it works. I think that's the easiest, just to try it. Not a perfect repair, but if it works, it works. I'm going to put a battery on, and let's see what we get. Actually, at the same time, I'm going to put the rear light fittings back in, because you can see the rear lights are actually sat on the ground there. There's the lighting rig for that one. So I think get that one in, and then we can test the lights. That's the lighting bars clipped in. All the wiring's in place. Let's get a battery on and see what we get. Now I've got power. The first thing I'm going to do is turn the double indicators on. Let's have a look at what bulbs are working. Okay, well, that's clicking away. I can hear the relays clicking away. And we've got left and right. They're a bit misted over. I think they're going to need another clean, aren't they? Side marker. Front orange. And orange. And marker. That's a good start. Indicators are working. Let's try the brake lights out. Brake lights. 1, 2. Oh, and the high level's working. Actually, that's quite a good result. I really didn't think they were going to work properly. And now for the rear wiper, which, as you can see, is on the stalk here. Let's just turn the ignition on. Now, I'm not sure. Oh, that's front. Oh, they're struggling quite badly. Okay, so it's not that one. Is it on this lever thing? No. Down? No, that's single wipe. Let's push it back. No. Oh, that's doing something. It's water somewhere. Oh, that's front water. So I think that button was supposed to put water out the rear, which does look like something happened back there. But I still can't work out how to make the rear wipers move. Let me figure out how to do that first. Aha, found out. This slides like so, and I can hear what sounds like a very seized motor trying something in the back. I think that's seized completely. But actually, it has tried to move. If you see, it has moved a bit. So I think we might need to take this apart and free the motor up. But one thing I can't resist is starting it up. I'm going to give it a start because it hasn't started probably in quite a few months, and I want to see if it starts and whether it can idle okay. Let's give this a go. I'll just put you over there. Handbrake is on, but we also have some chocks under the wheels just in case. Clutch in as I park it in gear, and actually the gearbox is feeling okay. Actually, it's going through the gears fine. Let's see if it starts. Fuel is showing 2 bars. I would say that's a really good first start. That's running. It's a a little bit spluttery, but that's hardly surprising because it's old fuel. It's been sat for a very long time, not moving. Let's try moving it forward a little bit. It still moves great, and actually the brakes are holding it well. Let's try the handbrake. The handbrake's holding it well as well. You can see, because we are on a slight hill here, and actually that's running quite nicely. We get the occasional little miss, but like I say, it has been hanging on for a while. It hasn't started up in a long time, so I'm quite pleased with that. Now the computer is kind of trying to show me what's going on. I'm not sure if the camera is going to show this at all. We can see 2 bars on the fuel gauge, and I can see 55, 65 on the screen, which is range. So it's telling me I've only got 65 miles worth of fuel in it, which is kind of not bad. If I turn that, what does that take me to? Not quite sure what that is. It says cold. Oh, there we go. Fuel instant, fuel average, speed average, range, oil, engine, and exterior temperature. Exterior temperature says 21°C, which that's probably about right actually. So you know what? That does look like it's working, which is good. Now I'm not sure what else is or isn't working, but I think I'm going to leave it idling a little bit because it's going to do it some good just having a little bit of idle running for a while. Continuing on with the MOT pre-checks, you can see the 2 front daylight running LEDs are on, which is good. I did replace those with LED bulbs, so I did expect those. Rear lights, yep, they're on. And our number plate lights are on as well. Now let's go and turn our other lights on and see what we get. They should pop up. Taking a little bit of coaxing, but they are popping up now. Yep, they're coming through. Let's try main beam, which I think is, there we go, that's main beam on. That should be, yep, coming through quite nicely. So I think those are also working, which is good. Let's turn main beam off and pop them back down again by turning the dial. That's better. I think the connector on the dial is actually the faulty bit. Now I've done that a few times, it seems a bit better, doesn't it? Well, that's not bad going, I think, for the Volvo. A few little bits that we need to still solve. So the rear wiper just won't run. I think I need to strip that down, take a look at the motor, possibly just free it up, clean it, because it's probably not ran in quite some time. And also the front washer jet as well. Oh, also free the front wipers. I think they just need cleaned up again, lubricated. And then I think it might be worth we book in for an MOT and we find out how it gets on. Let me know what you think in the comments in the bottom. What do you think I should be doing, or do you think we should just take it and see what happens? And if it passes, then what? If it fails, then what? I'd love to know what you think. So I'll see you in the next video.